or four-belt era, and you became the second undisputed champion in 3 weight classes when there was only one champion back in 1938 with Henry Armstrong. That's a lot of stuff.
You hear that? You hear that?
Which do you think means the most?
And all of it.
Saturday.
I'm glad that he think he's confident. I like it. I like the confidence, but he talking too much. He gonna get his.
Terence Bud Crawford and Jaron Boots, Ennis faced off for the first time, and tensions flared immediately. What started as a calm meeting quickly turned into a heated exchange that grabbed the boxing world's attention. 2 champions from different generations, and for the first time, Crawford didn't smile. Boots fired back, calling Crawford part of the old guard and too afraid to pass the torch. Every moment was captured on camera, sending fans into a frenzy. As soon as the interview ended, Twitter, podcasts, and fight forums lit up. Could this be boxing's next big fight? Make no mistake, this was far from friendly. It was a showdown brewing between the sport's reigning king and the challenger aiming for his crown. Crawford, coming off a strong win over Canelo Alvarez, was already in the spotlight talking legacy, greatness, and what comes next.
Too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather.
Is it the undisputed?
Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. Yeah. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. But I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. That's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now. Heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that, and not only to go do that to show.
Sitting across from him was Jaron Boots Ennis, young, confident, undefeated, and determined to show he's not just the next in line, but the one making waves right now.
Is in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. He's got the it, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but
right. I'm
looking for bigger, better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
That definitely. Definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for.
After outclassing Errol Spence Jr., dismantling Israel Madrimov, and dominating Canelo Alvarez 2 weight classes up, Bud's record looks untouchable. He's the first boxer in history to become undisputed champion in 3 different weight divisions. With 42 fights, 0 losses, and 31 knockouts, that's not just greatness, that's a legacy.
What does he mean?
He said world-class fighter. I guess he's trying to say if you're a world-class fighter.
Sign a contract. Exactly, sign a contract. If he wanted to fight, he would have stayed at 47. He obviously said he said he wanted to move up and accomplish to be undisputed at 54 or something like that. So, yeah, he definitely did say that too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We ain't worrying about, right now we ain't worrying about Crawford. We're going to clean 147 now, then we're going to move to 154. If he there and he got a belt, we coming after him.
Here's where it gets interesting. Jaron Boots Ennis is being shaped as the next pound-for-pound king. At just 27 years old, he's 34-0 with 30 knockouts.
Everybody want to see. Yeah. I want to do it.
Do you respect him as when he's I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't just...
Eddie Hearn even said it. Boots is the pound-for-pound king in waiting. Not in a few years, but within the next 12 months. He's got that Philly-style aggression. Fast, flashy, and fearless. He dominated at 147, cleared out 154, and now some believe he could move up to middleweight and beyond. If that sounds familiar, it's because Crawford did the same thing. It's like watching a mirror, one version seasoned by experience, the other eager to break the reflection.
Against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how.
What made this face-off so gripping wasn't the trash talk, it was the respect. Boots didn't call Crawford old, he called him great. But he made it clear that greatness is meant to be challenged. He said, "I'm walking the same path you did, bud. Spence, Madrimov, now Lima. You moved up in weight to get to Canelo. I'm doing the same to get to you." And he's right. Boots is following Crawford's blueprint almost exactly. He dominated welterweight, now he's moving into super welterweight, and middleweight could be next. If he keeps winning belts the way Bud did, that fight becomes inevitable. Even Philly legend Danny Garcia told Don, "Stylistically, it's a dream matchup. Boots is hungry, and that's the only real threat for Crawford, a young fighter chasing everything you've already built."
Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy, and Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very much.
And when Crawford heard that, you could see that familiar flicker in his eyes. The same look he gave Spence, the same one he gave Canelo. It was the classic, "I've been here before" stare. The moment the cameras stopped rolling, the boxing world erupted. Some said Boots is the new face of the sport, while others argued he hasn't yet earned the right to even share the ring with Crawford. Interview 9. But Crawford's team isn't convinced. Brian Bulak McIntyre, Bud's head trainer, has made it clear that Bud won't drop down to 154 for anyone. If they want the fight, they'll have to move up.
That's a good fight. That's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. Probably at middleweight or something. That's like a vacant belt. That's definitely up there. That's definitely a big fight. Probably Shakur and Tank too, maybe. That's like right on the scene. But yeah, that's that. You might not be lying. That might be the biggest.
So now the ball is in Boots' court. Can he move up 2 more weight classes like Crawford did? Can he create enough buzz to make Bud respond the way Bud made Canelo respond?
Eddie, a couple other people, called Boots the natural successor to Terence Crawford, and obviously I know your relationship with him. Do you feel that high on Boots as well, or?
Hell yeah, I think Boots a hell of a fighter. I don't know about the natural sensation, whatever that is to Terence Crawford. I think Boots is his own fighter, Terence is his own fighter, but I think they both hell of a fighters. I've been around Boots for years, and he's the truth.
And last one for me, I'll let you go. Obviously, everyone's talking about a potential fight, you and Teofimo. Is there any updates to that? I mean, is that something that you are looking towards?
Yeah, that's the fight I want. So, ain't no updates. I don't speak business until the deal is done. So, nothing to talk about.
Let's not forget, Canelo once dismissed the idea of fighting Crawford, saying Bud was too small, and a year later he was on the canvas watching history happen. Sound familiar? Boots could be writing that story in reverse. Right now, Crawford sits at the top of boxing with plenty of options. Gennady Golovkin, Janibek Alimkhanuly, even a Canelo rematch.
Respectfully, when I say, they just don't beat Jaron Ennis. In fact, that style is absolutely tailor-made for Boots. Just to make it clear on Virgil Ortiz. We sat in a room, me, Oscar de la Hoya, Eric Gomez, and the top DAZN execs in America. We talked about how a deal would work with those 2 fighters, and we agreed on a deal. We went away, we signed a new deal with Boots. Part of that deal, within the contract, was the deal that we agreed with Golden Boy and DAZN to fight Virgil Ortiz. Boots signed it. Now, we didn't hear anything back. We told them we're going to fight in October. They said they're going to fight in November, and we haven't heard anything back. On Tuesday, Eric Gomez called me and he said, "Look, I just wanted to let you know we're fighting Lubin. After that, we want to get the Boots fight made." I said, "Well, we're in." I don't, So I take their word for it, and I truly believe Oscar De La Hoya wants to make great fights. But that fight is done on our side, on all the terms that we agreed with Golden Boy. That fight for me, although it doesn't carry an official world championship, which is what we want at 54, is one of the best fights in boxing.
But every interview and fan question always comes back to the same name, Jaron Ennis. Crawford's answer never changes. A smile, a shrug, and I'm not dropping weight for anybody. He's not ducking. He's setting the terms. If Boots wants the king, he's got to climb to the throne. Still, you can sense it underneath it all. The challenge excites Bud. The thought of facing a fighter young enough to be his student, fast enough to test him, and strong enough to threaten his legacy.
The table. He got our leftovers. Why would Bud want to go backwards? I want to go backwards. Bud looking for bigger and better fights, so where he can etch his name in the concrete forever. I don't know, because I really don't look at none of the welterweights since we did clear the division out.
This fight wouldn't just be a passing of the torch. It would be a clash of eras. Crawford, the tactician, calm, precise, relentless. Boots, the storm, explosive, unpredictable, fearless.
Trainer, do you feel like he should just sail off into the sunset after this monumental
Well,
win?
you know what? He made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Training camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
You think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge if you want to challenge yourself. Yeah, I don't mind.
Their styles are completely different, yet they fit together perfectly. Crawford studies his opponents, adapts, and then takes them apart. Boots doesn't analyze. He attacks and...
As far as height, you know, they both switch hitters, lifts, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people, pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in a big stage against big fighters oh so many times. And also, with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So
Sure.
I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I got to go with.
That's what makes this fight so special. Crawford has dominated entire divisions, beaten everyone who mattered. Fans aren't looking for safe fights anymore. They want risk, that what-if factor. Jaron Ennis brings exactly that, the final great challenge before Crawford hangs up his gloves. Analysts agree, if Crawford wins, he retires at an untouchable high. But if Boots wins, era.
Your man.
Yeah.
But your man.
Yeah.
You know the fight niggas want to see, bro.
What?
Boots. You know niggas want to see Boots, bro.
Bro, Terence different, bro. I just know that man is different. That's what I'm saying. I never been in the ring with Boots.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Boots ain't different or you know, not good at all. I think it would be a good fight, but I just think, you know, Terence, just like he said, man, he been battle tested before. Terence been through all the ups and downs in the ring. He's the Floyd Mayweather of this generation. Just the magnitude of this fight, maybe Terence is just not.
And maybe that's why this matchup feels different. In a world where influencer fights grab attention, like Jake Paul versus Tyron Davis or Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson, this would be a real fight.
Nice. Over and under right there. Over and under with that same hand right there. Yeah, turn it. Turn your hip with it. Do it again. Go take that hip with it. That's it. Do it again. Come back with the hook. Nice.
No fake drama, no circus. Just two men determined to prove who's better. Crawford fights for legacy. Boots fights for recognition. In 2025, that's a rare sight. While the sport chases.
Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great.
No, this wasn't an official fight announcement, but it felt like one. When Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots locked eyes across the table, the message was clear.
He was too fast. His feet,
Yeah.
footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
I feel like Bud damn near basically went every round. So
Yeah.
honestly, but yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
It's always been like that, but I'd question the southpaw approach, you know? You're wondering if there's anything left for him or if it's time to move on. I'm just trying to figure out who he's going to fight next. You can see he looked excellent, really excellent. Nobody stands out immediately, so now it's about what his team decides to do next. He's talking about moving up to 160 pounds. Down there, maybe there's a middleweight tournament or 2 undisputed fights, but if not, then what's next? Possibly Jaron Ennis moving to 160 as well, and if that happens, we could be looking at another mega fight. I can't say for sure yet, but any boxing fan who knows the sport would recognize that as a huge matchup.
A whole lot of sense, and a fight that stylistically would be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
I don't think I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
Boots is coming, and Crawford isn't moving for anyone. This could be the fight that defines 2 generations, the man who's done it all versus the man who wants it all. So the big question, if it really happens, who wins? Does the pound-for-pound king show he's still untouchable, or does the Philly prodigy finally claim the crown? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to